All right. Man, that was sucky. Like seriously sucky. So for those of you who are just jumping on now, I had a during the week I had a piece of my equipment. I have like a rack right here, like a mixer and a sound processor and a USB, blah blah blah, and all this stuff. And I had the sound processor actually caught fire and it started smoking. It terrified me, and I had to get a new one. And I knew that when I plugged that thing back in, something wouldn't be right, but I was able to troubleshoot it and see kind of what I was doing. Unfortunately, I can't simulate everything that goes on. And what was weird is that so Booby Lover and a Cleveland Brown called in, and I could hear them just fine. You guys couldn't hear it, and I think I figured out what the problem was because my wife, who was on the road, she called in. I made a few adjustments, and she called in. I could hear her. So I think we are back in business, and Jeff called earlier while I was trying to put it back together, and appreciate your support, man. I think I had it figured out at that point, though. Anyway. Before we get going again, though, on the calls, the Auburn Tigers, of course, victorious today against the hated Arkansas Razorbacks. In the Gus Bowl, we have like 7 videos now up on the site for your perusal. Gus plus a bunch of players. I know JD was one of them. And see what's going as far as that goes. Let's get this first call, and let's see if you guys can hear this caller. Hey, what's going on? You got to put it on mute, bro.
Hello?
There it is. Hey, man, what up?
Hey, Jay, how's it going?
You just got to, you put it on mute. You did a perfect job. Hey, who am I speaking with?
This is 49 again.
Hey.
Figured I'd go ahead and slide in there while the new stream was coming up.
Yeah, 49 men?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, glad to have you on the show, bro. What's the word?
Thank you. Yeah, Gus Bowl, man. He took it to them Razorbacks today, huh?
Hell yeah, he did. Of course he did.
Man, that's just hilarious to me how he just whips their ass every time he just gets on the field with them, man. And they turned him down, or I know they tried to get him the last time, and I don't know if we should have let him go or not, or he took advantage of that to get a little payday, I guess. But man, he went there. I just wonder what their point of view is from that every time they watch him whip their ass.
Yeah, he always gets up for these games now. I mean, he is fired up for an Arkansas game.
I know, and he started off a little slow there. I think he was a little skeptical of giving Nix too much, and he tried to run Cam Martin a little bit too much. But in the end, man, he just took it to him.
Yeah, and they had that weird lull, It was in, I'm trying to think now, second quarter into the third quarter where it was just not going all that well. And I was like, here we go. It's going to suck again. And then guess what? He made that great throw to Seth, and they're right back in it. And they started kind of going on about their business,
Yeah, I really thought we had some opportunities before then. I thought, like I said, he put a little, or tried to put as little as he could on Nix. And Nix even missed some of those. He missed had a bad pass to Anthony Schwartz on a slant that I thought could have gone a long way. But yeah, then once Seth Williams got wide open and he connected with that, it just opened up the floodgates.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Gus is always really good coming off an off week, obviously. And then when it's Arkansas, man, he's got that emotional investment, and it's going to be an ass whooping because, like, seriously, of all the games against Arkansas, he's had one close one, and the other ones are always something approximately 51-10. I mean, that's basically what he does.
Right. He just has a different demeanor coming into this one, and the defense. I thought it was a bad matchup for Arkansas to begin with. Because I knew their offense wasn't much. Our defense comes in fired up. The whole team comes in fired up off a loss. I just thought Arkansas was kind of, even in their own stadium, was walking into a buzzsaw. And it took a little bit to get it going, but once Nick started connecting on the long passes, and it was all over but the crying. Then Joey Gatewood comes in, and we still run it right down their throats. He connects with one for a touchdown, and man, I just don't know about Arkansas. They're a far cry from what they used to be.
Well, yeah, and you have to go back a long time now to get to where they used to be good. It's been a minute.
Right. And
Yeah.
I think their recruiting suffered for too many years in a row. I don't think they're running the right system. I don't know if they have the type of players that they need because they just didn't look that motivated today. They just didn't execute that well. And then just once the points started piling up for Auburn, they just seemed to give less and less effort. So I don't think Morris has the players that he needs right now. And I don't know if he's going to have the time to get them because they just don't look like a good team right now.
Yeah, I think he's going to get run. But yeah, I mean, he can't go winless for 2 years, even though I think he deserves a little bit more time. Let me ask you this, 49 men. So you got the big game against LSU obviously coming up. Does what you saw today affect what you think is going to happen in that game at LSU?
Honestly, not at all. It's a totally different environment than it was against Florida. I know we're going to have to give Bo Nix a little bit better start than we did against Florida. I don't think we're going to be able to get in a hole and then try to ask Bo Nix to come from behind in Death Valley. I mean, when's the last time we won there in the first place? LSU has a good team, but watching them now against Mississippi State, I mean, it looks like there is a recipe to beat LSU, even if your offense isn't scoring points left and right. So we're going to have to do a lot better job. Bo Nix is going to have to do a lot better job. I mean, he's going to have to hit open receivers. He's going to have to hit slants. But Gus is also going to have to call a game to get the ball to his best playmakers, a.k.a. Anthony Schwartz. Jesus, he disappeared until the third quarter today, and then he gets the ball and scores a touchdown in like 2 touches. But no, I think we have the capability of beating LSU, but I think Bo Nix is going to have to grow up a lot. Gus is going to have to change his ways a little bit. We're not going to be able to run Cam Martin 15 times and beat LSU.
I agree with you completely. I was hoping to see a little bit more out of DJ today, but they're doing what they do. Yeah,
DJ looks athletic and he looks talented, but I mean, if Gus isn't going to give him the opportunities when it matters, and then give him a full drive. Don't just give him one here and then take out and then sub. But that's always been Gus to just do a lot of substitutions, even when you might have a hot hand. If he got 6 yards on first down, hand it to him again. So,
yep. 49 minutes. I appreciate you calling in, bro. You behave yourself out there.
All right, you too. Have a good day.
Bro. Peace. All right, so folks can hear now. That's definitely a step in the right direction. I'm very happy. Even though I'm the one who created this problem. Well, technically, I guess, sometimes bad things happen and you got to get it fixed. It was such a small fix. I'm not even going to say what it was. Jeff knows what it was. I'm going to pour a little more 1792 for the old Gus Bowl. So I have completely killed the rally here on the show because I had to stop the show for 15 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever to figure out what I had done wrong. But, we're still going. Drinking that 1792. What are you guys drinking tonight? You can be watching, I guess Alabama. I better watch my words. Alabama's going to throttle Tennessee as usual. It's a big rivalry, guys. You didn't know? I'm going to give Brian a call here in just a second. Get him on the horn. He was very nice. He actually jumped on, and I had a show actually going in between the last time I was live and now to try to get this thing going right. And my man was my one-person audience for when my wife called in and make sure that I got my settings correct. Absolutely shameful performance on my part for not having this. That's the thing. It would look like it was ready, though. All the numbers on my end, all the levels on my end looked fine, but if you guys can't hear the callers, then that's a serious problem. Doesn't matter what I have to say. All right, let's get a call into Monsieur Brian Matthews. See what he has to say about this bad boy. I want you guys to hear this number. Ooh, there he is. Love the Cats asked if I'm going to his Halloween party. I've seen the pictures of it on Facebook. It looks like you go really, really deep into it, man. That's pretty cool.
Hello.
B. Matt.
What's up?
You're a writer of many things. What up, bang?
Oh, I'm just cranking out a few things post-game. from the Arkansas blowout victory.
What's your biggest takeaway from that game?
Well, I thought Auburn, for the most part, took care of business. They had a lull, I guess, offensively there in the second quarter and early third. But between, before that and after that, they were just dominant on that side of the ball. And then the defense was really good from start to finish. They had a great plan. And what I liked, I guess, the best about the game was how Auburn jumped on Arkansas so early, the first 7 or 8 minutes of the game, going up, I guess, 17-0. And then, when they had to come out in the second half and get things going again, they definitely finished strong too. Some negatives, I would say, third and short is still shambolic. I have to say that I thought the last 2 running backs in rotation are actually the best 2 running backs on the team. What else?
That includes Harold Joyner, right?
Yeah, Harold Joyner. DJ Williams, to me, I don't know why other people can't see this. He's clearly the one back that's getting yards after contact. That doesn't go down if somebody gets an arm or a hand on him every time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's got really good vision. He moves pretty well. He finds a little creases. I understand he was hurt, but he needs more carries. He needs to be a bigger part of this offense.
Yeah. Thoughts in general on, does this performance change how you feel about what they can do in Baton Rouge next week?
No, not really. I think most people thought Auburn would blow at Arkansas. It was a good win, but no. LSU is a good team. That the way they throw the ball around is just a tough matchup for Auburn. I wouldn't be surprised to see Auburn get 7 or 8 pass interference calls. I know I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you know what I'm saying. It's LSU. That place is wild. Auburn plays really aggressive man defense, and I just think that's going to be a tough matchup for them.
Yeah, obviously. And I was talking about it earlier. I think LSU's offense is a 9 out of 10, and I think their defense is about a 7 out of 10. Is how I see it.
Right.
So, yeah.
And I still, when I look at Auburn's offense, even though they scored 51 points, I still don't think they have identity. I still don't think they have something that they can rely on. And when Gus finishes, going through his little playbook of the first whatever scripted plays, and he just tries to overpower people with running game, it doesn't work. And, if Bo Nix is hot, they can blow people out, right? Because, they're capable of doing that. And when he's not, they really, really struggle. And this third and short thing, they've got to stop trying to do stupid stuff on third and short and just get a first down.
Yeah, it was obvious to. 3rd and 1, they got stuffed on 3rd and 1 at least twice, maybe 3 times, and they got to do better.
You can't do a pulling guard down there if everybody's at the line of scrimmage. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're in the shotgun. Either stop doing stupid stuff like that, or just line up in your regular offense and don't even try to go heavy or whatever. Just keep the defenses guessing. Maybe there's a better chance than just trying to line up and overpower people, because this offensive line just cannot do that.
Well, you're not rustled at this point, though, right?
No. They won 51-10. How can I be rustled, right?
Obviously, yeah.
But it wasn't, I don't know. It was a good win. 51-10 is great. But this is a much, much tougher test next weekend. Much tougher.
So let's see, 6-1.
I'm not saying Auburn can't win, but they haven't won in 20 years. And this is a pretty darn good LSU team that I think is up by a couple of touchdowns at Mississippi State, despite not playing very good, to be honest, in the first quarter.
Yeah. Let's see. My thought was, and I mentioned this early on the show before I had to shut it down because I'm a dumbass. I think Auburn's going to get up in Death Valley, and then I think they're going to lose ground and eventually give it up. That's just what I think is going to happen. Is that what you're seeing?
I could see that because, they're very capable of getting off to good starts when they're, offensively, when they're scripted. The defense seems to come out and just dominate early. They really just overpower teams. And I can see Auburn winning. If the defense plays well, they force turnovers, and the offense takes advantage of that, Auburn can win that game in Baton Rouge. They've got a good enough defense to win just about every game they play, maybe not against Alabama. We'll see. But I just don't know if the offense can do it against a good team in a really tough atmosphere. This is not a tough atmosphere. Arkansas looked like they had 10,000 people there and another 5,000 Boy Scouts and some cheerleaders. That's about it.
I know they're off. I mean, the kids are out of school right now, so it's a bad time for them to have a home game.
Yeah. And I mean, that was as easy a road game as Auburn's going to play in an SEC stadium.
And then, of course, it's the Gus Bowl, so you know what's going to happen.
Yeah. So I mean, it's hard. I guess I should be more optimistic after the win, but I just have not seen this team be able to line up and just overpower people on offense, and that just really concerns me going up against the elite teams that are left on Auburn's schedule, like LSU, Georgia, and Alabama. Although I think Auburn matches up much better against Georgia than they do against LSU and Alabama.
Do you think this is going to be one of those big games coming up where it's like this where people start saying this defines Gus Malzahn and his ability to stay at Auburn? Do you think it'll be that big, or do you think he's already done enough?
Here's the thing. I mean, he's 6-1 now, but I mean, if things don't go well, he could be 8-4 and, get a couple of blowout wins, right? And everybody is really, really upset about that. So I still think, I still do not expect him. I still expect him 99% to be back next year. Regardless, I think it would take the worst of the worst happening. But as far as Auburn's fan satisfaction, so much is going to be determined on what happens in those final SEC games, especially LSU, Georgia, and Alabama. That's what's going to determine whether this is a successful season or not for Auburn, as far as how people view it from inside the program.
Yeah, 6-1 right now, though. Even the people that are skeptical, and there's a lot of them, and there's very good reason to be skeptical about Gus certainly going into Death Valley. But at 6-1 right now, this is probably the high water mark, right? You go into LSU and win, but I just obviously you guys know I'm a little skeptical about that. Brian thinks they've got a shot, but I think he's done enough at this point. He's going to get enough wins, I think, one way or another. My thought.
You would think if they lose at LSU, they beat Ole Miss. They got a week off to get ready for Georgia. I think that's a winnable game. And then I just don't think it's a good matchup against Alabama, but is at home. So I think 9-3 is a good season for this team. And there will be no question that he'll be back if that's the record. And that's sort of what I'm expecting now. But, I'm not ruling anything out. This defense is good enough to win a championship. It's just the rest of the team I sort of wonder about.
And I also want to mention, Bo had some really good throws, particularly later, like in the fourth quarter, late third. But, man, there was a lull there in the second quarter, B-Matt, where I was like, he's letting this Florida game kind of mess with his head. Do you feel like he made progress from Florida to today overall?
I do. And sometimes I just wonder if it's Bo or if it's just the offense and the play calling, because it looked like when they finally decided to start throwing the ball down the field, it was wide open. And I just had the feeling that it was open most of the game. They're just being stubborn about trying to do different things. So
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily Bo, the offense, or both, or it's hard for me to really define what's going on with the passing game. I just think it's not good enough, and they don't use it as much as they could. I think Bo, if they would have been, not so conservative, he could have probably thrown for 400 yards today, in my opinion. And I understand why they're trying to run the ball and become a better running team, but we're in, week 7 or whatever it is, or week 8. It's time to do what you do best, or, I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I don't think this offense has something it can hang its hat on. It doesn't have an identity 100% yet. It's not 2013 where it can run the ball against anybody at any time. And, they can, that opens up everything else in the offense, especially with the big plays. It's just not that. And it's not, it's not 2017 either with Kerryon Johnson in that running game. It's just not. So I don't know where this offense is going, but I would expect to see a lot more of the up and down we saw in the game with the great start, the giant lull there when they had 13 yards in the second quarter, and then, picking up right back again. I just think this offense is very inconsistent.
And you mentioned earlier, you still don't know exactly what their personality is on offense. And I don't know either. Sometimes they're going to pass it. Sometimes they're going to do power running. But I don't know. Neither one of them really jumped out to me today. I know they got ahead 14-0 in like the first 5 minutes, and it changes the tenor of the whole day, really. But it's weird that we're this far into the season and we still don't know exactly what they want to do on offense. I think it's weird.
I do too. I think it's really weird, especially for Gus Malzahn, because normally he would figure something out by now. And still, we're saying all these things. They won 51.
I know.
On the
No, I know.
You know, it's crazy. It's crazy to say that, but that's just how it is. And we'll see. I don't think LSU's defense is as good as it's been. So if Auburn was a really physical running team, a reliable running team, I'd really feel good about this game against LSU.
Yeah. But you don't know if they're there, right?
But I don't. And then that Burrow, the Joe Burrow kid, their quarterback is just so good right now.
Yeah. And
you just got to feel like him playing at home in that atmosphere. You got to like that matchup of going against Bo Nix and, the Auburn offense. It's just a much better matchup for them.
B-Matt, you're doing a hell of a job out there. You're making miracles happen, and I appreciate you, bro.
Hey, I appreciate it. We'll be down in Baton Rouge here another week, so we'll see what happens.
All right, man. Be good.
Later.
See ya. Mr. B-Matt calling into the show. He got some more stuff that he's working on for show. Patrick jumps in and says, Gus is and will be the problem. I don't necessarily think anybody disagrees with you on that, bro. Yeah. I missed some calls. You guys know I love calls coming in from weird area codes, and we just had somebody from the 757, which doesn't really ring a bell for me. And then we just had another one when Brian was on. I started with a 9. I didn't recognize it either. So I love these calls from exotic locations, which may end up being Boise, Idaho, or Cheyenne, Wyoming. I don't know. Alex says Gatewood is key next week. I think Gatewood's key every week. There in the first half, they were doing a lot of switching with Joey and Bo. At least at one point they were. And then at some point a little bit later, they abandoned that, which, they were trying to get out of that funk. I get it. For those of you who are a little bit late to the show, and I totally understand if you are because I messed it up earlier, I'm drinking 1792 today, the small batch, which is really just the regular stuff. Joe Pirate says 757 is Southeast Virginia. I wonder if that's my man Collins coming in. Could have been. I hate that I missed it. It happens. We're going to take this call. Here it comes. 757 coming in again. Hey, what's going on, caller? Thanks for joining the show, yo.
JG, what is up, my man?
Word. Who I got on the horn?
You got AU Duck Hunter live on the line from the 757.
Hey, man, it's good to talk to you, bro.
What is shaking?
I have emailed with you like a million times in my life, but never actually talked to you on the horn.
Well, I just heard you say you had a caller from the 757, so I figured I'd go ahead and.
Wow. I thought I was like on a 30-second delay, but for you, it's like a 5-second delay.
Yeah, man.
What are you drinking today?
I'm sticking with the vodka right now. I hadn't gone brown yet.
Okay, good. Thoughts on this game, man? What you take away from this?
That defense is filthy.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, 5 and 3 are NFL players playing in the SEC West. And Steele can pretty much dial up whatever he wants.
He was messing with them today.
I'm a little worried about LSU and Bama and how much they run the slants, but we'll see next week.
LSU offensively is a real pain in the ass because their quarterback's really, really good and their receivers are good and they move at a pace and it's a pain in the ass. If I was an Auburn person, I would be willing to put my trust in Kevin Steele that he's going to figure that shit out, but I can't guarantee it. It's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, even Chad Morris dialed up another one-on-one on Britt today, and it worked really well.
Yeah, well.
But it happens.
Your thoughts on the tailback situation? Who do you want to run at LSU? Who deserves 15 carries a game in Baton Rouge?
I think you got to ride 3.
I do too.
9 can't see. Bless his heart. He tries really hard.
He does try.
Joyner looked legit. I know the bunker's going to go crazy because the bunker loves some Joyner.
He's a big man.
He's a big man. He's a load, but I don't know if he dogs it in practice. I don't know what the inside story is. He was last man out, obviously. I mean, Malik Miller all day long before Joyner.
Yeah. I think the knock on Joyner is that he's not tough enough. He's not tough enough to be an H. and he doesn't have quite the lateral agility to be a slot receiver, and so he's left kind of at tailback, and I don't know that he has the quick twitch that they would prefer at tailback. But, I mean, against the team today, they put him in there, and he performed. If Gus
No, he did.
Yeah, he did. He did.
He did. And Shiver, bless his heart, he has no twitch, but, man, that dude will try and run a fellow over.
He does. He has a very aggressive mindset, doesn't he?
He is a Norwich Terrier that thinks he is a bull mastiff.
5'7", and he loves lowering that shoulder and knocking some people backward, doesn't he?
Well, I don't know if he knocks people backwards, but he damn sure tries.
He does try. What are you expecting in Death Valley? Do you think Auburn can win that football game?
I think Auburn comes out and throws a few haymakers early, and LSU pulls away late because they're the better team.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing too, but, you know, I don't want to be too negative.
I mean, stranger things have happened. I mean, Auburn has won in Baton Rouge in my lifetime.
Yeah, what was it, 99? Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a 22-year-old daughter and a 18-year-old son that have never seen it, but Auburn has won in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, I was there. You were around at least.
Yeah, I was in school at Auburn.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Well, no, I was 1 year removed.
It happens.
I was 1 year removed. I take that back.
18-year-old son. Are they? Is your son going to college this year? Or is he already in college?
He's a senior.
Okay. And are you going through that
He's
whole?
Applying right now.
Yeah. What are you looking at?
Yeah, doing that whole thing.
What are you looking?
He put in his application for James Madison this week.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
A little in-state action. Yeah. So.
Yeah, in-state's good. I like that money.
In-state's good. He's going to apply to Auburn, but JMU, Dad won't cry if he gets in JMU and wants to go there.
Yeah, cool. I got you. I'm playing that game right now myself and trying to get her to look. She's taking a good look at Auburn, but it's tough.
He wants to get into coaching ball, so.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, so I talked to my buddy with Southern Ag, and I don't know. We'll see where it goes. He's encouraged.
Duck Hunter, you're a hero, man. You're one of the great ones. I appreciate you being part of the site and,
JG,
of course, being a trusted member of.
Appreciate all you do, brother.
All right, bro. See ya.
Keep it real. Bye.
See ya. Hey, you Duck Hunter. A guy that I email with from time to time. I also missed a call. Look at here. Wow, my administrative assistant has arrived. How are you? And she has brought me something that is not even available in this state. Look at there. Can y'all see that? Oh, I got it blocked up. Look at this. White Castles. White Castle hamburgers from Nashville, right? Tastes like they just came off the griddle, sweetie. I'm glad you served this to me on our China. That's delicious right there. I was having some 1792. Would you like some? Oh. Thank you for calling in on the show earlier and getting that straightened out. I was having a lot of trouble. Yeah. Glad to see you're back. Do you want to talk here on the air about what you learned this weekend? Okay. We'll talk about that another time. Yeah, I know. I put a tie on because it's the Gus Bowl. It's a big deal. Did you hear that they beat the shit out of Arkansas? Skull drag those fools up and down their own field. Up and down their own field. In front of about 15,000 fans. I don't like that negative attitude, young lady. I don't know if you guys could hear, but she said saved his job this week. You know Gus. You shouldn't talk that way about him. Want to remind everybody I'm drinking the 1792 today. I don't know if you guys are out there drinking the 1792, but it's pretty good. Captain Eagle Flygood says that Jay's on a Hampstead heater, if you know what I'm saying. We are coming to you live from the Hampstead neighborhood in Montgomery, Alabama. We haven't had a shooting in our neighborhood in weeks, which by weeks I mean 2.5. The absolute minimum, to actually use the plural form of weeks there. We're a little bit short on calls this week, primarily because of me, because I had to stop the show right in the middle of our surge because I had a settings problem. But it happens. It happens. And so I want to thank AU Duck Hunter for calling in. Also, we had a couple guys call in earlier, Cleveland Brown and Booby Lover, who you guys didn't even hear. And they were bringing it, man. They were bringing good quality content. You couldn't hear it because I had messed up the settings, but at least we're good now. And everything's good. We get another bite of this White Castle. I think it's probably good for me to do that. We got a line open if you'd like to jump in. That call from the 907. Where's 907? Oh, look at this, man. Greg K trying to give me trouble. He says, bottles still look full, and you've been on how long? It is pretty full. Now I'm not going to lie about it. Here, I'll bend it backwards so it looks like it's more empty than it was. It's pretty good, though. I don't know. Like for me, so at the ABC store, that was $23.99, I think, which is about the same price as Maker's Mark. And I would take this over Maker's Mark, I think. Now, I have a long relationship with Maker's Mark, which probably sours my opinion of it. We had someone, I don't want to name any names, but one of our great callers want me to get him on the horn. So I'm going to do that right now. Nope, can't do that right now, brother. Sorry about that. Then whoever's calling from 907, I'm sorry. I love you. I want you to call back. I just got to get on the horn with this guy right now. What? Oh, okay, there we go. We're going to try to get one of our Hall of Fame callers. Oh, I love when you guys can hear the ringing. That's the best part.
Hello?
Who I got on the line here, yo?
Hey, Deputy Dog, what is shaking down, my man? How we doing today?
What up, Dog Dumpster? It's good to see you, man.
Doc's doing okay. I'm taking my nephew on Rock Plaza to Alex City right now. He's gonna do a little fishing, and but I'm feeling pretty good. How you doing, Dog?
Well, another day in paradise. I got some White Castles here that I'm eating, and we're just talking about the Arkansas game. What are your thoughts from that one, buddy?
Man, I tell you what, I thought it was outstanding. I had not heard the show, so I don't know what everybody else is thinking, but you know, I think from a point of view, you know, we wanted to see DJ Williams. We got to see DJ Williams. I wanted to see Gatewood. We got to see Greatwood. You know, I tell you what's big is old Shedrick Jackson being back.
Yeah.
That's a big deal for us. Our receivers, I don't think are very good, but he helps. I mean, he helps.
He's a big guy, and he got the big catch, right?
Yeah. So, and I was glad Nix came back and had a good second half. Obviously, I thought he was very bad at times, but I'm glad he hit on some passes. Maybe that'll help him. What's kind of the general consensus of the family? What you thinking?
I'd say the family was somewhat satisfied with 51-10, but concerned going into the LSU game because for the reasons you just outlined, really.
Right. But you know what? I'm not. Like I said last week, if we can beat Arkansas, I mean, I picked the game to be 9-6. I blew the piss out of this one. By the way, did you know I lost the bet with Cook? Did you know anything about that?
No, give me the details on that one.
So Cook, you know, basically just, you know, says, hey, calls me out, says, hey, you know, put your money where your mouth is. Well, you know, I told him I don't have any freaking money, but basically he bet me. I said it was going to be. I gave him 10 points, and so. I have to post starting tomorrow in modern English. I did not take the bet until I could talk to Harvey. I talked to Harvey. He's going to help me out. But my posting for the next 6 days will be it's going to try to be in as modern English as you guys can see.
Yeah, a lot of folks are skeptical about, you know, the lingo or the lexicon that you use on the site. But I mean, I think that's the way you talk, right?
That's just who I am. I told everybody from the very beginning. I mean, most people that know me, I'm a pretty dumb guy. I'm a redneck. That's just, we are who we are. You know what I mean? Your vocabulary is ridiculous. But you know, I've said this before, Tate. I think you might have grown up in the wrong time. you needed to be like with the Romeo and the Capulets with your kind of language. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, us jive rednecks. But by the way, has Power Man called in yet?
He has not yet. No.
Oh, thank God. Let me to tell the whole family, nobody wants to go after freaking Power Man. That son of a bitch, he sounds like a 21-year SEC coaching veteran when he calls. And if you're after him, you sound like the biggest hill rod in absolute America. I mean, would you agree with that?
Yeah, but what about Fig Jam? He's kind of a knockoff, right?
Well, Fig Jam is extremely educated. Fig Jam basically, him and I got in this film session last year on Big Cat and Moultrie. And I was very amazed at Fig Jam. We basically watched them for 2 games. We pulled them out, watched every single play, and basically they were just terrible. I mean, they were horrible. Now, Big Cat, we've done it this year, and Big Cat's different. Big Cat's helped out. He's just a stronger player. He just needed to get stronger. He's going to be a pretty good player. But anyway, I just thought, I was glad to see some other people play. Arkansas is just terrible. I mean, I feel for them because the guy, their coaching staff, some nice guys. But listen, LSU, we have nothing to lose going to Baton Rouge. We have absolutely. They're winning today, which we need them to win. We need them to be undefeated when we play them, and we can compete in that game. We can win that game. We're not that good on offense, but there's a chance we're good enough. I don't know how great LSU is on defense. I know they're good. Don't get me wrong, but that's a game that we expect to compete in, and we do have a little karma. I mean, I think LSU's gotten a couple of years of some really fortuitous bounces against us, and I mean we're due a good game. So I'm not worried about it. Obviously they're good, but that's a game. That's a winnable losable. That's certainly a winnable game.
The old winnable losable. It's kind of bullshit though, right? That Gus is getting paid all this money as an offensive guy, and it's the offense that is the problematic factor here, right? I mean that is kind of bullshit.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting, but I think people have seen it. I mean Gus got his, he cut his teeth, him and Chip Kelly in 2009 when nobody could handle the zone read. Well, teams have, now there's 8 billion pages of film on it, and people know it better than others. But Gus is pretty good. If Bo Nix throws the ball well, we're pretty decent. If he doesn't, we're not very good. We miss Booby, but we're gonna, I miss Booby today. I think DJ Williams is good, and he's got a chance to be as good as Booby. But let's put it this way: Booby helps us. I mean, he doesn't hurt us being out there.
I understand. I got a couple questions coming in from the chat. They want to know, what city is Doc Dumpster from? What would you say is your circle of birth?
Pell City, Alabama, the pride of Pell City. And right now I'm in Alex City. I got family in Alex City, so that's where I'm headed right now.
Yeah. And I got another question. Doc had us winning this game 9-6. Is that true? Is that the score you called?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Now I did have us winning, so I did get that right. The 9-6. I just don't have a lot of confidence in our offense. But no, that's why I lost the bet to Cookie. I mean, me, I don't hide from any prediction I've ever made. And listen, I have made some absolutely atrocious predictions. But I also made some decent ones. But yeah, I had us winning 9-6. But I'm happy as hell we won whatever the score was.
Yeah.
And we got, let's put it this way: it would have been horrible if we were going to Baton Rouge next week, and we would have been stuck on that second quarter rut where we were up 17-0 and we couldn't get a first down. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're going to Baton Rouge after 2 quarters of pretty good football. Somehow Seth Williams is getting loose. Somehow he's open out there. And, but I think it was big to use Greatwood. I think Greatwood, I'm a big proponent that they need to play them both. He's too big and too valuable.
Yeah, he's good.
The bunker got some heat on him because he got tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Well, people just hold him to a different standard. I mean, he's a really, really good player. He's going to make plays where he gets tackled. I mean, that's the way football works.
First of all, I'm looking forward to you posting in plain English. And second of all, do you have an early prediction for the Auburn LSU game? Do you have a score that you would like to? Do you feel good saying a score?
Right now, I'm Auburn 32-27. Auburn with the victory. That's what I am but that is not official. I can't be official till Thursday.
Wow, 30-27 is your feeling right now.
Yeah. And if anybody is listening to this and could DM me, I need to find a daggum liquor store in Alex City, if y'all don't mind.
I'm sure they have some.
About $11. Hey, I got $11 burning in my blue jeans, and I guarantee you, there's a bottle of Evan Williams Green somewhere. But yeah, Tate, listen, you guys are the best. I appreciate you a ton. Have a great day.
All right, Doc Dumpster, you be good. Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, brother.
See ya. Doc Dumpster, ladies and gentlemen. Truly one of the greats. And he's going to have to post in plain English next week due to losing his bet with Cookie. Or also known as Cook W. Yes, Doc Dumpster, one of the great ones. I missed a call. Actually, I missed two while Doc was on the horn. So if you guys want to holler back, I'll definitely take those. Here we go. Here's one of them right now. Coming in from the 256. What's up, caller? How are you doing today?
Oh, what's up, JG?
What up? Who I got on the horn here?
I got Airbus Tiger, man.
Hey, what up, man?
Caller.
Hey, how you been?
Hey, what's up? Good. Out here drinking on the back porch, watching the LSU Mississippi State game.
Yeah, LSU's what up? 2 touchdowns now? 3?
Yeah. Mississippi State's not going to be able to move the ball.
Yeah, it happens. What are you drinking tonight?
I'm on the light beer right now because it's early. So I'll switch to the brown in about an hour.
Like Michelob Ultra? Like what's the light beer?
Just Bud Light.
Oh, word. That's a fine beer. Fine beer. Thoughts from the Gus Bowl. What did you think about that skull dragging?
Pretty much what you were saying. It was a bloodletting. Marlon Davidson was a beast.
Woo.
I mean, he just killed them. Anything 3rd down and 6 or better, Auburn's going to be terrible.
Yeah, it's looking that way.
We can't block any. I mean, they know we're going to pass the ball and we can't block anybody. So,
does this affect?
What about you?
Well, I mean, this game. Okay, so you look at it; it's 51-10, and that's an absolute bloodletting, as you mentioned. But is this enough to make you feel like they can go into Baton Rouge and win that football game? Is this enough?
I don't think so. I don't think we can score enough points against a good defense.
Yeah, well, I kept thinking that Bo was going to kind of click and be like 30% better than he was against Florida, and I didn't see it today.
Yeah.
That's the thing, you know.
No, not at all. I mean, the pass to Seth Williams was kind of. I mean, he saw it. Luckily at the end, but that was kind of a lucky pass, I think. But the rest of the time, he was just kind of hit or miss. So.
And what do you think about all these 3rd and 1s getting stuffed? Well, how are they going to fix that?
Well, that's what I was commenting on earlier on the on YouTube. Was so everybody wanted the backup quarterback in for the 3rd and shorts. But then there was, 3rd and 2, and he couldn't pick up the 2 yards.
Yeah, it happened more than once.
Did you? I mean, you saw that, right?
Yeah. Got to be better.
Now that you extended this this YouTube stream, are you going to finish that bottle? That's the big question.
Are you serious? Finish the whole damn 5th? I'd be dead.
I mean, you're going pretty good at it.
Yeah, I know. I've already been mocked because they said I hadn't drank enough of it. But I mean, I feel like I'm doing some work, you know.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, Airbus, I want you to enjoy that brown water that you drink later because I'm going to be enjoying mine too.
Oh, definitely.
Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, take it easy, man.
See you, man.
Yep.
Hope you guys are happier with the way that I'm answering the calls today because I was getting some shit in the bunker about that. They're like, I don't like the way that you answer calls, JG. Like, man, shit. I'm doing the show. I say, here's how I usually do. I go, hey, caller, what's going on? How you doing? That's what I do, and everybody gets all, well, not everybody. Some people get upset. So now I'll just answer it like super, like TV host from the 50s. Thank you for calling in. How are you today? Enjoy. That's what I'm going to do. Appreciate you calling in, Airbus. Getting a little piece there. We got a call coming in from the 404, which I think is Atlanta, isn't it? I think it is. Hello, caller. How are you doing? Thank you for calling.
Hey, Jay.
Hi. I think I know this name. Who is this?
MW Devers.
Hey, what up, man? How you doing?
Great. How are you?
Well, you haven't called in before, have you?
I have not. First time.
So in that case, then I wouldn't know your voice, but I message you from time to time. How you been?
Great.
What do you think about this?
I was just
go
thinking
ahead.
about that whole third and short situation you guys were just talking about.
Yes. What the hell, man? So he did go to Joey, which I thought was the right call, and then he got stuffed too.
Well, I'm not sure it matters much with the situation on the offensive line, and if the defense kind of knows you're going to be running it between the tackles.
Well, yeah.
Which seems to be all we've tried to do the last few times.
Yeah, remember that? It was like 3rd and 1, and then they ran the little, whatever you want to call it, the inside zone with the guy coming along long ways, the jet sweep, and they had the timeout, and then he ran the same damn play again, and they got stuffed again. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Well, you remember, I think it was one of those plays last week. 2 weeks ago, we lined up and did that, and we kind of gave the look, and then we got I think we had a timeout. We came out and did it again, the same play that we were giving the look out of.
Yeah, it's pretty smart to do it again, huh?
Yeah, but one thing, where's John Samuel Schenecker been the last couple of weeks?
No, he played a good amount today. I mean, they didn't target him, but he was playing because I noticed that he and Spencer were playing together a lot today.
But the first 2-3 games we targeted the tight end a few times, and then that just seems to have fallen back into the nowhere.
Yeah, well, that's part of it, I guess.
I know nobody wants to throw it on 3rd and short, but it seems like if when you've got teams lining up 8 and 9 in the box and plugging every gap, like when you pulled a guard today, there's a guy right there. You kind of try to make them back off the line a little bit in that situation.
Seems like that would be a good play, but it doesn't always happen. Believe it or not,
No.
Pro Football Focus already has some of their numbers up here, and they have John Samuel Schenker having 22 snaps in this game today. So, but something's not right here. I don't know. Nah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, he may have been out there, just not targeted in the passing
Not
game.
targeted in the passing game. You're right.
Yeah.
Thoughts about coming into LSU? I mean, does this? You look at it if you from 10,000 feet, as Chiz would say, 51-10.
Yeah.
You got to feel pretty good about that. But still, going into Death Valley, do you think they've got what it takes to win that game?
I think with the defense playing like it is, you can win any game. It's a matter of what you try to accomplish on offense. I mean, a lot of the focus is on Nix, but to me, it's really what do you do with the offensive line? What do you do with the running game? What kind of situations do you put your quarterback into?
Yeah, well,
And
the answer to that is
we put the quarterback into, we put him into horrible situations last week. The drives that were killed today, it was put him into 3rd and long. Anytime you put a young quarterback into 3rd and long on the road, it's usually not going to work out in your favor.
No, it's not. Bo made some good plays today, but in general, he's not the guy that you want trying to be your hero on 3rd down. I agree with you completely on that.
Right, and the less you do that, the more it's going to build his confidence when he is in that situation.
Right. Which I think is the mistake that Gus made at Florida. He put him in that situation too many times.
Right. I mean, we had, that whole series of plays in the first half where we got into those 3rd and shorts, 3rd and 1, couldn't convert. And then we came out and tried to hit things like the bubble screens and stuff like that and ended up in the 3rd and long. So,
yeah.
I mean, you got to find things that are, if you get in that 3rd and short, you just got to be able to convert it. And that, to me, that's the big, what's holding up the offense. You figure out a way to convert those 3rd and shorts. It's going to go back to those drives we've seen with Gus over the years where it's a, 14, 15 play drive with the hurry up. It wears the defense down, and everything we see him trying to do in the 3rd quarter with the running game, he can start doing that earlier in the game because the defense is worn down.
If Coach Devers is out there in Death Valley, who do you give the ball to most at tailback? Who's your number one guy in Death Valley?
It's DJ Williams, and Joyner's after him.
Wow, that's what Brian was thinking too, and I thought that was kind of cavalier thinking, but I guess it makes sense.
But with Gus, the biggest thing to him, it's not just a seniority thing. It's he really does have. He takes a lot of. He cares a lot about this whole risk of fumbling, and in his head, a more mature guy is less likely to fumble. And you look at Cam Martin; he hasn't fumbled since his 8th carry that he was here at Auburn in 2017. It's been that long since he's put the football on the ground.
That's something that Gus loves, man.
I mean, what do you think, Jay? Do you think after seeing what he saw today that he's gonna go with Williams? Do you think he's just gonna keep a repeat of what we saw today?
Well, if we're thinking logically, I'm with you completely. I don't know about Joyner, but I definitely start with DJ. But feeling like I know Gus the way I do, it's going to be Cam Martin, and they'll try to slide DJ in and see if he can break a 20-yarder. And if he doesn't, then he goes back to the bench, and if he does, they ride him a little bit more. I think that's what's going to happen.
And I think his game plan today, I know a lot of people were really frustrated saying, oh, well, he didn't get Joyner in there. He didn't get Joyner in there. Where's Joyner? We heard we were going to see Joyner. I feel like if you ask us, his plan all along was, well, we're going to get the defense worn down, and we're going to have Harold be our guy. Not Joyner, sorry. We're going to have Williams be our guy that's going to run on them in the third quarter when they're worn down. And that's kind of how they've been using Booby the last couple of weeks.
Good stuff, MW Devers. I appreciate you calling in, bro. You're one of the good ones.
Have a good one.
Appreciate you, bud. He's one of our really, really smart posters. I don't know if you guys have remember his posts and stuff, but he's a very analytical dude, and we're glad to have. Hey, it takes all types. You got Doug Dumpster, and you go right into MW Devers. They're like on different ends of the spectrum, I would say. God, there was some. Oh, I wanted to show you this. So, the PFF. I'm going to tell you what I think goes on with the PFF a little bit. That's Pro Football Focus. I think there's more than one person that grades the film on PFF because sometimes I'll look at the numbers, and I've never checked it this soon after the game. I did not realize they actually had some of the numbers up. I'm going to pull this up for you guys here in a minute. I never checked it this soon, but there have been times where I check it late night, and I'll see a certain set of numbers, grades for particular players, and then I'll come back in the morning, and the numbers have changed. And, I mean, no one's going to go back and change their own numbers. It's probably an amalgamation of what several people are thinking as far as grades go. So I'm going to go ahead and show you these numbers from the game today. And I would caution you to throw out any really low grades and any really high grades because I think it's going to be all over the place. But I do want to show you these because I feel like I should do that. We got a call coming in from 615, but I want to show these numbers first. Sorry about that. I love you guys. All right, let me pull this up here. There you go. So these are the basic PFF grades, the first lick of PFF grades. Again, as I mentioned, I think there's more than one or two people doing grades, and they kind of input them, and then it kind of makes an average for them. This is the first time I can remember Bo Nix as being the top-rated guy. He's had a couple good games before. In fact, let's take a look at what his best game was. Yeah, Kent State. Who cares? And, yeah, he was great against Mississippi State. I think he was 16 of 21 in that game. But he gets a good grade against Arkansas. Let's go back here. So Bo Nix had a great game, according to PFF. Also, Anthony Schwartz, J.J. Wilson had himself a game. 15 snaps. I didn't realize he was in there that much. That's pretty cool. Harold Joyner, I thought he was good too. And his chance to go in there and do some stuff. Thought he was doing his thing. Luke Deal, didn't realize he had 10 snaps. Wow. See, these are the things that surprise me when I see these PFF grades. Again, I want to caution you guys. I think this is just probably one person's grades, and there's going to be more that come in. So when you see the numbers in the morning, they'll probably be different than this. And I don't want to go down too low here because, like I said, some of these grades are kind of weird. You see Will Hastings there as a low grade, but I don't know. At some point, like you're looking at Tayshawn Manning, he gets 8 snaps. It's hard to grade 8 snaps. Alec Jackson, same thing. Interesting to see him playing, though. That's good. Shedrick Jackson looks like he did all right. I did mention, I did notice him a little bit. DJ, 65.8, not bad. Not bad. Only in there for 1 run block. Interesting. Well, he's a tailback. Decent game from Spencer, Jack Driscoll, Sean Shivers in there, Nick Brahms getting 16 snaps. Honestly, man, if Nick Brahms was as good an organizer as Caleb Kim, I think he would play more. I think they like Caleb because he makes the right calls, but I think Nick is the more physical football player. And sometimes I wonder if that's worth the gamble. Obviously, JB doesn't see it that way, but you could make that argument. I'm going to pop that off now. A little bit of PFF. Again, I look at that as like, when you're watching election returns on WSFA and they have like 15% of precincts reporting and you're like, my guy won, woo! And then doesn't happen. Jeff mentioned getting pressure with the front four. They did it. First of all, I know you're talking about later, but in this game, that's exactly what they did today. I mean, they got so much pressure with their front four against Arkansas that they didn't really have to do anything exotic, and that left the linebackers to just flow to the ball, and there was no chance. Arkansas was not going to run the football. Patrick says J.J. Wilson is probably our third best receiver. Let's see. So you got Seth, you got Schwartz. I would probably put Wee Willie in there. It's not his fault that they don't target him over the middle. He's kind of an over-the-middle guy, and Gus shies away from that. And it's also worth noting that Norvell at Memphis shies away from the middle third, and Eli Drinkwitz at Appalachian State, and when he was at North Carolina State, shies away from the middle. It's just kind of like a thing that they do. I don't know. When I ask Gus about it, he's always like, "Well, I do what Gus feels, what Bo feels comfortable doing," and that makes sense to me. That's a reasonable answer, but at some point, he needs to be more comfortable with it. You know what I'm saying? Let's take this call right here from the 615. Hey, caller, how you doing?
Hey, Jay.
Who I got here on the horn with me today?
Cardea, 1-2.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Doing fine. Just drinking some Tito's.
You called in for,
Hanging out.
I want to say maybe the Oregon game?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's your first call in since then. We have missed you. How are you been?
I am back. Doing fine. Sitting out back, watching LSU do some work on Mississippi State.
Are they drilling those
ripping
fools?
some American spirits because
Ooh.
I'm classy.
What are you drinking?
Tito's in water with
Tito's.
lime.
That's a good
Calorie cutter.
That's a good beverage. No. Former AuburnSports.com scribe Ben Wolk is a big proponent of Tito's.
I love Tito's. I lived out in Austin, Texas for a couple of years, and when it first started,
yeah, that's where it's from.
Been a fan since.
I feel like they should be involved with this show somehow, but we'll worry about that later. Your thoughts on the Gus Bowl and the bloodletting that was?
Well, first question. I know you're from up yonder ways. Do you like Skyline chili?
I'm not sure how I feel about it. Like, I kind of like it in theory, but then when I actually eat it, I find it underwhelming.
I was gonna say you either like it or you hate it. That's fair. So you don't like it.
It's kind of sugary.
That's good.
It's sugary, and I don't think chili should be sugary.
It's got cinnamon in it. Is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not.
I did not know that.
There's some people out there listening may have learned something today.
Skyline chili obviously is a big deal in Cincinnati, and I have been there and ate it, but I didn't love it.
But half my family is from up there, so since I knew you were Kentucky, I figured you'd probably dabbled in it.
No doubt.
A time or two.
No doubt.
Late night.
Yeah, definitely late night.
Yeah. My only thing is, why on 3rd and short? I'm not talking short. I'm talking like 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. Are we running out the shotgun? Put Gatewood up under center or Bo Nix, fine. Obviously, do we not trust Kim? I don't know, but I'd much rather do that than have the results that we've had so far. You know, today's game, those guys shouldn't be shutting us down like that.
Well, I'm going to tell you what Gus has told me when I've asked him this question before. He says that these guys, Joey and Bo specifically, have spent their entire careers taking snaps from the shotgun, and he doesn't think they should be changing and going under center because he thinks they're not comfortable with it. Now, could they make him comfortable with it? I think so, considering all these NFL quarterbacks do it. But I'm with you. And Hunter Adams, our outstanding know the enemy guy, he absolutely is with you on this. He thinks that they should be doing under center sneaks on 4th and inches, and he thinks they would convert it 95% of the time.
We should. There's no. I'm not even like worried about the line on this. With Gatewood or Nix, who is a very good runner, we should be able to pick up a yard.
You're all right.
For the first down, and we every time we're in shotgun and it's goofy, and more times than not we get cut down, and I'm sick of it.
Yeah, I understand. It's frustrating, dude.
It is. Good win today. I'm fine. LSU, I think we come out and we play a really tough game, honestly. Like, I don't know if we win or not. But I feel like I think we can give LSU trouble. Obviously, now that I'm watching the game right here, they just scored again. But
What's the score now?
I think we give LSU fits. 36-7 now.
Joe Moorhead might not make it.
No, I've heard some chatter that Rutgers wants him.
No, I could see that. He's from up that way, so.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, he may take it.
You never know.
You
Cardea?
never know. But I was just calling in to say hey, and I appreciate this.
You're one of the
And
good guys, man. I appreciate you.
After a decent win, you know.
Absolutely. Solid win. I mean, 51-10. Shit, man. That doesn't happen every day.
I'm not. Hey, I'm not upset about it. I've like my 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 is just my one critique. Really, is we've got to have a package for that, and it's not the halfback dive out of the shotgun.
Yeah.
So,
all right, bro. Enjoy the rest of your
All right,
evening,
man.
sir.
You too. Catch you on the flip side.
All right. Appreciate you.
Bye.
Cardea. One of the good guys, too. Someone who's been around a long time, posting a long time. At least I think so. I mean, if you're Archie or whoever, we'll call you. Or maybe you don't think he's been around a long time, but maybe he's been here that long. I don't know. All right, I got to take just a really, really quick break. Give me 90 seconds. Then I'll be back for more of the Brain Drain. Dang, man, y'all didn't tell me that Vanderbilt was up on Missouri at halftime. Damn. I would have given Gabe, my friend Gabe at Missouri, I would have given him a bunch of hell on that. Damn. What is that all about? 14-7? Matt says just go in your pants. Hey, Gonza says, I'm shipping Jay an empty milk jug. Hey, man, don't joke about that. We've done that here in the Alabama legislature before. I forget what that dude's name was, but he actually did that during a filibuster. It's not a joke. AU Guy 159 says catheters are a pretty comfortable option as well. Chip says adult diaper like the professionals. All right, here comes one from an area code that I am not immediately familiar with, 907. Let's see what's up with this. Hey now, thank you for calling the show. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am fantastic. I'm enjoying myself some 1792 liquor today. Who am I speaking with?
You're speaking to Alaska Tiger.
Hey, what up, man? Where are you at?
Alaska?
Oh, that makes sense. That's why I didn't recognize your area code.
Yeah.
So, what's going on in Alaska today, man?
Oh, well, just watching the game on TV, and then relaxing afterwards, and I'll run some errands, and that's about it for today.
It's not still on, is it?
No,
Oh,
no. I
okay.
get to watch it live through the Sling and the internet and that sort of thing, and that's why I like listening to you guys. You help keep me going from Alaska, keeping up with what's happening in Auburn.
Is it cold in Alaska? Is it fair to say that?
Not too bad. It's about 35. It's still shirt sleeve weather.
35? What?
T-shirt. Yeah.
I did hear they had
it's
a.
only bad when it gets down to about -20. That's when it turns out to be a real bitch.
Yeah, I don't like that. They had a mishap at the Dutch Harbor Airport this week, which really got me concerned.
Yes, they did. Yeah, I've flown in that airport a time or two.
Dang.
That,
I imagine it's pretty small.
Creates a real pucker factor when it comes to taking off and landing.
Because there's mountains right there, right?
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, no doubt.
Your plane turn sideways. It's interesting.
I don't want any part of that. Your thoughts on this game, man? What do you see? What do you take from this 51-10 ass whooping?
Well, 51, a lot of points, a lot of offense. But if you look at it, all those points and offense did not occur in Gus's main run up the middle, delayed handoff plays. All these were the more creative style passes or sweeps, those type things.
And so the lesson you're taking from that is, hey, Gus, be a little more creative with the way you run the football?
Exactly. A prime example was with Gatewood when they put him in. Well, the defense knew that it was a 3rd or 4th and 1. I can't even remember.
It was 4th and 1, yeah.
The guy came right in and got to him even before he took a step. So the defenses are keying on that one main thing that Gus and our illustrious coach, JB, are doing.
Here we go.
So they need to modify themselves. And when
listen,
they do, they're successful.
Going into this LSU game, man, do you think they've got a shot to be able to run the football against a pretty good LSU defense?
Not if they do that, the old-fashioned booby delayed handoff.
Well, he's not, yeah.
If they do that, they're toast.
Yeah.
But if they add more wrinkles, they've got a chance.
Are you talking about specifically the delay or just those inside zone runs?
It's kind of the delay or that option, oh my gosh.
Zone read, yeah.
Got brain freeze right now. Yeah, the zone read. Yeah, all the decent teams are keying on that zone read play, and so they just have to get away from that and run something else.
Did Bo meet your expectations today, Bo Nix, or was he? Did you think he was a little bit behind schedule, or what did you think?
Actually, I think Bo's been doing fine all along. I don't think it's a Bo problem. I think it's more of we have the 5th-year senior line who, again, like I said, JB has been coaching up spectacularly. That's where the problem lies.
Interesting. Yeah, with 5 seniors, you think they get a little bit more push, but they were solid today. It's Arkansas. You know?
Oh yeah, and I think they can do that against some of the lesser teams, but they can't do that against the Floridas, the LSU's, the Georgias, and the Alabamas.
Yeah. Do you have a score prediction ready for this LSU game? What are you thinking?
Do not know. It depends on what type of offense Gus wants to run. If he's stubborn and wants to run his up the middle zone reads, then it'll probably be a long day. But if he comes out with some wrinkles, hey, we could come out on top.
Yep. Alaska Tiger, it's a pleasure having you on the show. I hope you call in again.
Okay.
Please?
I will.
All right. You be good up there, man.
Thank you.
See you, buddy.
War Eagle.
Bye-bye. War Eagle. Alaska Tiger, yo. That's awesome. I'm so glad that we got him to call in. That was cool. Somebody was over here saying they thought he was high. Now he's not high? I mean, he might be high on elevation. I don't know. Hey, what up? Why is she so loud down there? My administrative assistant. My administrative assistant. Oh my gosh! Look at here. Look at this guy. Let's go. Hey. Chill out, bro. That's my man Maverick. You want to say what's up to the peoples? Oh man, come on. Say hi to the people, yo. Hey, why is he freaking out?
Because he's a puppy.
All right. That's my dog, yo. My new dog. What is he, like 3 months old now? 4 months old now. We got him in Moss Point, Mississippi. When he was 7 weeks old. Right? What's up, bro? He's in that time of his life when he likes to eat everything. Golly. Where are you going, bro? Wish I could put him on the air more, but he's a little bit freaky today. I want to thank my administrative assistant. Where did my food go? No, there's one left, but I don't need it right now. Oh, don't even let them see what kind of sweatshirt you're wearing, Mads, because they don't have any interest in that shit. Why don't you wear something that's not that? Hey, that's my shirt. You stole that one too. Hey. Anyway, my daughter is seriously considering going to Auburn, along with Old Mississippi and South Alabama. Am I correct? Is that fair? And Emory and Johns Hopkins, but I don't really want to pay for that.
And her newest.
Oh, have you got a new one?
She's acting like I wasn't going to apply to UAB.
Oh, you're gonna apply to UAB?
I'm going up.
Wait, what?
I'm going to stay in Birmingham.
At UAB? And then what? And then if you like it, are you gonna apply there? I just took you there, and you're like, I don't like it. What if you end up liking it though? You're like 17, and you don't even. Yeah, there's people on here for sure. No, it's Love the Cats wants to know if it's a Bama shirt. Give me this sweatshirt. I'll prove to you. There would be no Alabama sweatshirt in my house. I promise you that. This is not a whole lot better, but it's not Alabama. Can you see that? It's Clemson. It's Clemson. I'm not happy. Okay, guy. I don't like Clemson, but I mean, I don't really have like a fundamental problem with them aside from the fact that they're coached by a Bammer, and he seems like a fine guy. I don't know, but yeah, my daughter never really. I mean, it's fair to say you never really want to go to Alabama, right? Yeah, so I didn't have to worry about that. We got a couple friends that went to Alabama, and I don't want to sit there and shit on them for going there, but I don't want anything to do with it. Good for them. Bless their hearts. Hope they have a good time up there. If you want to.
Hey, people.
Say hello.
Hey, guys. What's going on?
They're over here.
Love the Cat said give her a mic.
I don't have the ability to give you a
Mr.
mic.
Monson.
Oh, well, okay, there it is.
I
He
have
wants to
done my
know,
cal homework.
have you done your calc homework?
I have.
Okay, good. You finished it already?
Yes,
Okay, I don't believe you.
I did.
Okay. You're doing a hell of a job, Maddie. Are you going to stay out of trouble tonight, or? Seriously, the bullshit you told me last night was unbelievable. You said, I don't want to name any names, but you said you needed to stay late at Dillard's.
I was hanging out. I was literally talking with.
She was like, I need to stay out till midnight. I'm at Dillard's. Like, Dillard's is not open at midnight.
It's in the parking lot.
Yeah, you didn't make that clear, did you?
We don't have anything to do in Montgomery. What are we supposed to do?
That's the story. There's kids in Los Angeles say the same thing.
Well, they're lying.
No, they're not lying. This guy says, my son is watching and thinks you're hot. Are you available?
What?
Are you available? Y'all can, let's see. Hey, can Snapchat you at what? What's your name on there?
What?
Can people Snapchat you or whatever?
Yeah, guys, add me on Snap.
Are you what I think you are?
What?
What's your name? Is it something?
Maddie C. Tate.
Maddie C. Tate?
Yeah, everybody add me on Snap.
And then on Instagram, you're,
Maddie C.
I thought you were sweet number 6.
Not anymore. I had to change it.
You changed it?
I gotta start looking.
I don't even know what that means. I like that name because it was like inoffensive and not problematic.
Mr. Monson thinks that I don't do my homework.
Mr. Monson, come on, bro. You know she does her homework. You have access to her GPA. Love the Cat says she's lying. I know she's lying,
Am I
dude.
lying
What
or
am I
how?
supposed to? I know, obviously.
I don't lie.
You weren't at Dillard's at midnight. Are you serious?
I actually was.
They're not even open. They're not open at midnight, Maddie.
No, you don't have to be inside of Dillard's. You can sit in a car in the car.
You know you didn't make that clear to me though. You thought I was gonna.
No, what do you mean?
Anyway.
I knew that you're not dumb.
I know MWD says parking lot at Dillard's. Jay, see, I know. I know. Anyway, thanks for being on the show, Maddie.
Yeah, no problem.
Love the Cat says this is getting uncomfortable. Thanks for making it uncomfortable for our listeners and callers, Maddie.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're fine.
I apologize. Love the cat.
He wanted to apologize to you, Love the Cats. Jeff Cheney says GPS on her phone, JG. What? I don't need to GPS her. She always tells me the truth about what she's doing, right, Maddie?
I do. Okay.
When are you going to UAB?
Thursday. I don't have school Friday.
You have another day. It's another week where you don't have a full week of school?
He says Maddie was at a local church volunteering at 9.
Yeah, local church, right?
I was.
What, you don't have school on Friday? What, you just, then this week you didn't have school on Monday, did
Well, I mean, it's service day, so I have to go volunteer in the morning. That's
Mr. Monson, she's going to volunteer, I promise.
I actually am in the morning.
She's going to volunteer.
I am.
Okay.
I gotta get my NHS hours.
Well, thank you for being part of the show, Maddie. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, War Eagle guys.
She says War Eagle to you guys. She knows her audience. Just saying that. Probably won't end up going to Auburn, though, because she's got a very specific career path in mind. Those of you who are on the G-Pit show know what I'm talking about, and she should go to South Alabama, but we'll see what happens. Anyway. What? Well, we haven't had a caller in a minute, and as you guys know, the reason for that is because I totally screwed this up earlier in the day. I had it set up to where the calls, y'all couldn't hear the calls because I'm a dipshit. So, yeah, we got that. But the good news is that I have the equipment up and going now, and now I fixed it, and everything's good. But we had 350 people online earlier, and I killed the show. But I do want to say, before we go, I had a feeling the show would be a little bit short. Just the timing's a little bit weird. I mean, it's 5:12, and the folks, when you get the Auburn game out of the way early in the day, you got other things you can do. You continue watching the games. You can go out with your friends. You can go have dinner, whatever you want to do. You can kind of resume your life. And we were talking about that with Stretch Armstrong on the bunker today. In fact, it was this morning, now that I recall, about how you can kind of live your life a little bit when you have these 11 a.m. kickoffs, which don't happen that often for Auburn this year, right? Everybody else bitching about it, but Auburn hadn't had that problem. Anyway, so I figured the time was going to be weird. So next week, the game's at 2:30, and we'll probably be kicking off the show about, 6:30 or 7. And one way or another, everybody's going to be really fired up about that game, whether they get their ass beat or they drop one on LSU and make Orgeron cry like a little baby. Whatever happens, there's going to be a lot of chatter about it because I think the doom and gloom people if they lose, the doom and gloomers will be like, I told you so. Here it comes. Here comes the slide. And then if they win, those folks, as they are tonight, will be kind of quiet about it. And, it'll be that kind of thing. So Chip says, going to an 80s party tonight is the drummer from Def Leppard. Yo, man, that's the second joke I've heard about the Def Leppard drummer this week. Steel Panther, I saw them at Soul Kitchen in Mobile last week, and they did a joke about, is his name Rick? I can't remember his name. Yeah, what is that? My daughter made this. I can't see unless I pull the OBS up. She made this thing. Is this for her art class? And I said, do you know what logo that is? And she did. I was impressed. I noticed that Sharif Cooper, for whatever reason, Auburn's 5-star point guard recruit, was wearing a Rolling Stones shirt at the Tip-Off for Tumors event. I was like, what the hell? I mean, I'm glad. I love the Stones. You guys love the Stones, too. We all love the Stones, right? What's your favorite song by the Rolling Stones, Courtney? She doesn't know the names of the songs, but she knows the Rolling Stones, obviously. I don't know. Lots of favorite songs. Probably for me, and this song is probably not a Hall of Fame song for them, but Tumbling Dice. I just like the sound of that song. I just like it. Mother's Little Helper. 19th Nervous Breakdown. Give Me Shelter. Under Cover of the Night. Satisfaction, of course. More recently, Steel Wheels. Just thinking out loud here. Honky Tonk Women, Jacob. Thank you. That's a great song. Of course, Brown Sugar. Chip says Cell Kitchen is a dump, but the best we got in Mobile. I didn't think it was a dump. AU Taxman says Tumbling Dice. Thank you for your support. That's a really good song, and nobody knows what the hell it is. Like, you never hear anybody singing Tumbling Dice. Sympathy for the Devil, which Matt describes as Symphony for the Devil. Excellent. That's excellent. That's good bunkering right there. Well, guys, we're probably going to wrap it up there. I hate to do it, man. I feel like we're having a good time on the chat. And we had some great callers tonight, including MW Devers, Alaska Tiger. Early on, we had Cleveland Brown, which y'all didn't hear. Booby Lover. I wrote down a few. I normally do that, but I forgot tonight. Airbus Tiger, Doc Dumpsta, Brian F. Matthews was a part of the show as well. And I know I'm missing a few, and if I missed you, I'm sorry. Also, some folks in the chat who have been here a minute. Taxman's been here like for so long. Chip's been here. Brandon's been here from the very beginning. I appreciate you so much, man. Cleve's been here lately, bringing it. Who else has been here the whole time? Love the Cats has been here a long time, but of course, you know, he's kind of a barnacle anyway. Jeff's been here. Jeff was trying to help me out when my situation went south earlier with my daggone mixer. Problem's right here, buddy. It ain't the mixer. User error, totally. All right, so the Auburn Tigers win 51-10, beat that butt in the Gus Bowl as everybody expected, except for maybe Doc, who picked it 9-6, but I mean, it happens sometimes. I think I picked it 34-7 or 34-3 or something like that. I missed it too, but anyway. Love the Cat says my wife is home. I guess that means you have to get off now, right? You have to get off the show. Oh, man, I forgot about you. AU Duck Hunter called in as well. Thank you. That's the first time you called in. Cardea, first time to call in since the Oregon game. I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of thinking on my feet here. But all right, anyway. I do want to mention, if you guys are part of a business or whatever and you want to sponsor the Brain Drain and get a whole bunch of exposure, because, dude, like I said before, I ruined the show earlier, and we won't do that again because hopefully this won't catch fire again. But we had 350 people concurrent, and we'll end up having probably 6,000 to 10,000 replays on this. If that kind of exposure or et cetera would be helpful to you, holler at me. You know how to find me at auburnsports.com. We can help you with your goals, so to speak. Anyway, guys, I hope you're out there. Behave yourselves out there. If you're drinking small batch 1792 like myself, and you guys are still going to make fun of me because I hadn't had enough of it. I've drank some. You guys have watched me. It's like, I can't lie about how much I'm drinking. I mean, you guys see it going down the hatch. I'm going to go ahead and knock this one back right here. Chip says, I will not call until Voodoo is open in Mobile. It's going to be a minute, bro. They've got a spot out there on Old Shell near South Alabama, a place that I know you're familiar with, Chipper. And they'll be open in time. Those folks who run Voodoo, Michael, and Jan are from that general area. They're not actually in Mobile. They're a little south of there, but they're that's kind of like their home turf. So they're going to be getting that stuff going for sure. Guys, thanks so much for being part of the chat and for those who called in as well. And for particularly the ones who have been on since the beginning and stayed with me after I ruined the show by not having the callers on. Sorry, guys. It happens sometimes. I'm 47 years old. I mean, it happens. You guys behave yourselves out there. Drink responsibly. I will as well. If you have your chance to eat some White Castles to mitigate that liquor, it's probably a good call. But anyway, if you work with any Arkansas fans, be nice. They don't. I mean, come on. They've lost 15 in a row. And what do you tell them? What do you tell them? Sorry, man. It sucks. Your program stinks. I mean, I don't know. I would just say something and walk away, be done. There's really not much else to say. Because they're secretly rooting for LSU to beat Auburn's ass, and it might happen. Or it might not. I don't know. Regardless, we'll be here for you guys after the game next week, and obviously we'll be doing a rundown on Tuesday from Voodoo. And we'll be doing hopefully another show on Friday as well. We didn't do it this week because my stuff crapped out on me, but it's back now. We're all good. Jeff Cheney says nobody knows any Arkansas fans. I actually do because Neil McCrady's daughter Campbell goes to Arkansas, and I saw her just recently. So she likes it over there, but she doesn't care that the football team stinks, and I don't blame her. Anyway, guys, behave yourselves. I appreciate you guys, all of you guys. Please behave yourselves. Be good. Peace.